People often ask, how do you think thalidomide has affected my life? I don't think thalidomide has affected my life, in the sense that I was born like it, therefore I don't know anything else. I just get on. And people think, oh, you can't do certain things, but you just adapt. You know, I've never seen it kind of getting in the way of anything I do, and that's been from an educational point of view or a physical point of view. And I try and be active because I think it's extremely important, especially with my body as it is. The challenge I'm doing is tough. People have asked me, why am I doing this challenge? Well, I think one of the reasons personally is that if people tell you that you can't do it, then don't take that as your definitive answer, because there's always a way around it. You might not be able to do it their way, but you can do it your way. I've got no right leg, I've got 2 short arms, and my hands look like this. But then again, limitations shouldn't stop you doing anything in life.
Day one is all about the warm-up. It's 62 miles, it's pretty flat, there's maybe 600 metres the whole day, so you know, in relative terms it's a flat all day. They'll just roll through to Loch Carron, get the legs warmed up and ready to go. Under a blue sky, it's a nice simple day just to get the legs warmed up, ready for what's ahead.
Woohoo! Good luck!
I don't like the word disability. When you disable something, that means you stop it. Therefore, a disability is something stopping it. So I never actually view myself as actually disabled. You've just got, there's certain things I can't do that other people can. But there's certain things I can do that others can't do. Therefore, it's just kind of equaling it out, really. I didn't go to a special school. I went to a primary school and I went to a grammar school. And I just mucked in with everyone else. It was a school of hard knocks. If you fell over, you got up. If you didn't get up, you'd be trodden on. You've also got to prove to the other children and your peers that you're as good as they are. Even though you might not have every single limb or how kind of function in certain ways, you've basically got to prove to them that you can do it and you can stay with them. I've never cycled in conditions like that before. Never ever. Never, ever. Have you, Tony? That was pretty bad conditions, wasn't it?
That's about as bad as it gets.
Yeah.
Well done, mate.
Yeah, cheers, thank you. Yeah, I thought that was pretty rough. Wasn't it?
That's the worst one I've had this year.
Is it?
Well, worst for a couple of years, yeah. Yeah, pretty bad. Not if you've got a flood in a road, is it?
No, it isn't. No, absolutely no, quite, yeah. If you'd been on any other ride, you'd have packed up and phoned home and said, come and get me. But because it's a challenge, you've got to keep on going. There's no days that you can actually stop. Because you say you're going to do it in 6 days, therefore you've got to do it in 6 days, come what may with the weather. We challenge ourselves, but also I think it's very important to realise that people do suffer, and not, i.e. suffer through, like we put ourselves through, but suffer from domestic violence. And I decided to try and raise money, and we should try and stop it, because domestic violence is against supposedly the people that you actually love. In order to do any challenge like this, it needs to be organised. Emma and Tony are absolutely brilliant at that, and they know exactly your needs, well, especially my needs, and they never moan or groan at all.
So my involvement with this tour has been working with Andrew and Tony to put together a trip that is suitable for Andrew over terrain that is possible for him to ride. He was really keen to push himself a little bit harder, and Scotland was the natural next step.
Emma's like a big sister to me, really, and also she doubles up as a masseur. Therefore, that's even more perfect, because at the end of a day cycling, and the tough day cycling, my shoulders and back, because that's where all my strength comes from hand cycling. They really do need a good kind of massage. I know, just pull it through. Oh, you're so warm.
Day 2, the first 40 to 50 miles of the day are really, really tough cycling.
When I do a challenge, it's always good, I find, to have a team around you.
Seeing Andrew out there pushing himself and achieving, and it's given me inspiration to sort of follow him, make sure I can do it as well. Giving me the opportunity to do this with him and to help him achieve this, that just really was the trigger for me to come along.
We've got Alan and Steve, they're local lads, and I have cycled with them and I've trained with them. Therefore we know each other's abilities and we know how to push each other on. I do like to bounce off people with a bit of banter, and the camaraderie keeps you going.
To be in a group, especially with Andrew in it, because he's such a cheerful, always looks on the bright side of everything. He's a star. Well, that's it. Yeah.
And then Claire and Helen, I thought, right, they're two ladies we'll get on with, and due to their cycling ability as well, they're Audax ladies, therefore they wouldn't have any problem with the challenge. And it's turned out they've been absolutely brilliant. Couldn't have asked for any more, really, from the whole team. They've been great.
I'm very honoured to be asked to be part of Andrew's team. I mean, you know that you've got a job to do, and that in the process of doing that you're raising money for charity. So yes, you do have to get to the end.
It's amazing. It's a real privilege to be part of this. Even when it's been quite hard cycling and hard work. But Andrew's really inspirational, and if he doesn't complain, then we have no place to complain. Watching Andrew just cycle on up the road, whatever the terrain, whatever the weather, really windy, really wet, really hilly, just keeps going.
Day 3, Gairloch to Loch Inver. Again, straight off the gun, you're climbing out of Gairloch, and for the rest of the day you're just rolling up and down hills. You've got amazing views out to the west, and then you've got one huge climb, probably the longest climb that I've done so far, up and to the tops with views over to Ullapool. Really tough day again. As you get towards the end of the day, the scenery just gets more craggy, more limestone carpet, and just, yeah, really kind of otherworldly kind of landscape. Really beautiful part of the world to cycle into. Last 10 miles of the day, we'll be rolling into Lochinver, a long Lochinver, beautiful views all the way into home.
I had a trike when I was about 10, and then I got an adult trike when I was 12 with a big basket on it, and I used to cycle every day to school. Father would get me a trike and adapt it so I could ride it. They never saw any barriers involved, so you just kind of, again, treated normally, no special treatment. Father never let you kind of sit down and watch TV. You had to be doing something. So, yeah, I suppose that's where, I've always kind of got the sporty attitude from, I suppose. Well, the bike I've got is called a Waltoners hand bike, and it was custom made. Therefore, it's much lighter. It's kind of the sturdier frame, and also I've adapted it for my specific needs. In the sense, I cannot use any hand controls. Therefore, I've got DI2, so you just press a button and it changes the gears for you. And then with the brake, I actually put the brake pedal is kind of on the actual footrest. So if I stop, just pedaling, the bike stops. I've also retrofitted a torque sensor. It replicates the power that I put into it. Therefore, if I need to put a bit more power in, it will give me maybe 10% more power. If I haven't got the strength, I will still stop on a hill.
Day 4, in my opinion, is the best day cycling anyone's ever going to have. It starts again, first 25 miles, you're just along the coastal road. It just takes you on single track and just makes you start, after 10 or 15 miles, you just start thinking, when the hell am I ever going to get out into civilization again?
So this trip's a really challenging one for Andrew. The climbs are so difficult. Some of them are really steep, there's some really long climbs in there, and it's easy to look at him riding along and think, oh, he's beasting this, he's brilliant, but it is really tough for him.
People are always glad to see the Kylesco Bridge because that signals the end of the shark tooth day. But the climbing is by no means over at that point. It just means that the climbs are longer and the roads are wider. The whole day is just up and down, up and down. As we rolled down to Durness, you hug the very north coast for the first time before dropping down into Loch Eriboll, which is, in my opinion, is the best part of the whole journey. You'll roll into Betty Hill with the sun on your back and the tops of the mountain, views of Ben Hope out to the southwest as the sun sets behind you on your shoulder. Absolutely stunning bit of cycling.
You know what? I feel a bit emotional. I think that's the toughest ride I've ever done.
Is that the most amount of climbing you've done in a
Yes.
day?
Oh, absolutely. Not
Yeah.
the miles is about the same,
Yeah.
but
I was
not
thinking
the
about
climbing.
that as I
The
was
climbing
riding.
never. 8,000 feet.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think it's one of the toughest rides I have ever done.
You think so?
I think it is. Would you reckon, Steve?
And how many rides have you done, Alan, in your life?
I've done a few.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Awesome ride.
Well done, everyone.
Ride for the ages, that
Thank
is.
you for the support, Tony.
No worries.
Yeah, brilliant.
No,
Well done. Well done.
Only 180 miles to go.
Yeah.
Easy.
Woo!
Walking the plank.
I have never found my limitation yet in life. Therefore, I suppose doing the challenges is one way to see how far I can push myself physically and mentally.
Anyone who does any sort of long distance or endurance cycling is always pushing their limits to see what more they can do, how much further they can go, what they can cope with. As well as that, the fact that he's inspired by the charity he's chosen to cycle for. So he wants to cycle for safe lives. He feels it's really important in the current environment where people don't have an option to get out of a difficult situation. And that gives him a real push to keep going through the hard times. And there must be hard times. There must be days when it really hurts, because we all have that.
It's how you cope with life, isn't it? Everyone has kind of bereavements in your family. And at the start of when I did Land's End to John O'Groats last year, the day before I started, I was informed that, well, I knew my brother had prostate cancer, but then I was informed that he only had a couple of months to live. And in fact, he sadly passed away in October last year, and my dear mother had nursed him through the majority of that. And then, lo and behold, a couple of weeks before we started this challenge, my dear mother collapsed, and then she was rushed to hospital, and it was found that she was absolutely riddled with bone cancer and also liver and lung. And a week later, she'd passed away in hospital. And on the Wednesday prior to the start of the challenge, I had mother's funeral. So people may think, oh my word, why on earth are you, dealing with a challenge so soon? But mother and father would have said, carry on.
Day 6, we'll leave leg, tiny bit of a climb, up, followed by a long sweeping descent.
It's just that I've always had a positive outlook with everything. Therefore, if you set yourself a challenge to try and, kind of do whatever that challenge is, you do it to the best of your ability.
Does it feel as if you're going uphill now?
Oh, this is great.
Oh, that's the way to travel.
It is absolutely. Thank you, lad. Cheers.
I think we can get it.
A lot of it is mind over matter. You don't look at that hill and say, oh my word, I can't get up there. You give it a go and see how far you can get. And that's what it is. I've never ever been one of those people who thinks, oh, that can't be done. You've got to realise that there are also people who are far worse off than myself. I'm lucky compared to others. Therefore, you just go for it, basically. I would never preach to anyone, because everyone's outlook is totally different in life, and their circumstances are different. If I can inspire someone in my own little way, then that's good. But I would never, ever preach. Hopefully people will see that whatever limitations you have, if a person says you can't do it, then you should be able to go out and try and do it. And also, if you are wavering, if your mental strength isn't there, just go and give it a go. And then you might enjoy it, and then your strength, physically and mentally, will actually build on that.
The first view of the Keswick Bridge, which means that Inverness is just round the corner, and the guys will hopefully roll into Inverness Castle, just ever so slightly different to the people that left.
Hopefully people will realise that you shouldn't be put off by things. Go out there and try it. You'll never know until you actually do it. I miss my family totally, but they would have said go for it, carry on and do what you have to do. So I did.
What did you say?
Woof,
Woof?
woof,
Woof?
woof,
Woof?
woof.
Hello, Jersey. Love. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, the banana. Hey, Callan.